welcome to the Body Shop. My name is Jason.
I'm Geoffrey.
And we have with us today
Tracy.
Tracy, our special guest of the day.
She's going to be doing our before and after. Tracy's been on a program for about a month and a half now. And you've gone down in a pant size. How much?
One pant size.
One pant size.
Yeah.
And how much more would you like to lose?
2 more pant sizes. I want to feel good, be healthy, feel comfortable in my clothes because not real comfortable right now.
Okay, great. Well, we intend to get you there.
You will.
With our infinite wisdom.
And all in the next half hour.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, good.
It will just melt away.
The most incredible workout program ever.
So, if you watched our last show, you probably saw our before and after with Charlotte, and she's working furiously, so she'll be coming on in 3 months. And again, Tracy will come on in 3 months as well, and we'll show you the results.
Yes. The Body Shop is a program about bodybuilding, weightlifting, and fitness in general. And today's show is going to focus primarily on the triceps. Although at the same time we'll be talking about other concepts with Tracy, and just for your own edification as well. So with that in mind.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. We have Laura Imperial-Frauenbach is still on special assignment. She went to Zimbabwe this week, didn't she?
Oh, did she?
Yeah. To check out a new
breed of polar bear.
Right.
That doesn't like snow.
No, not at all. So with that in mind, we have a lot of exercises to show you today. First, we'll start with the free weight system, and then we'll move on to a universal system. So, and we'll be showing you the form and the proper way to do that.
Of course.
So with that in mind, we'll go over and hit the exercises.
Here at our first exercise, Geoffrey's going to be lying prone on the bench here, with a dumbbell in between his hands. And what do you call this exercise, Jeff?
I call this an overhead pull. This isn't a mainstream exercise that you see a lot of people doing. I do it because I get some good results from it. It's a good mass building exercise because it brings in the entire tricep. And basically, we should probably show them where the tricep is located.
Yeah, well, there are 3 heads to your tricep. It's the back muscle on your arm.
It's the back muscle here on the arm, and
well, actually, contrary to common belief, a lot of people who want big arms try and work their biceps primarily. But the bicep actually only comprises 1/3 of the width of your arm. So the tricep muscle group is actually 2/3 of the size of your arm.
It's a big part of it, yeah.
So if you really want to have big, impressive-looking arms, it's important that you spend a lot of time working on your triceps once or twice a week.
Right, but never exclusively. You always should be working both sides.
Oh, of course, yeah, your biceps and triceps.
Right, definitely.
Okay, so the tricep is
basically the tricep is back here, and you have the horseshoe shape here, and that's a good indication that you have good symmetry in your bicep, the tricep. We did biceps last week, anyway.
We did. Okay, so why don't you lie down?
All right.
Geoffrey's going to be demonstrating with a really light weight. When he's actually into a strong workout, he gets up to 90 pounds or 100 pounds. But today he's just got 25 pounds. And one thing that we ought to say is that before you've begun doing any of this, lying down and getting ready to lift, you should have spent 5 minutes warming up, jumping jacks or jogging in place. Then you should have spent another 5 to 10 minutes slowly stretching, and especially stretching the muscle groups you're going to work that day.
Right.
So what Geoffrey's going to demonstrate here is the proper form for this exercise. And as we stress on every show that we have, form is everything, which means the particular way that you move for a lift. So, Geoffrey?
Okay, first of all, you want to grab the dumbbell.
Your hands are shaped like this.
All right.
You let the dumbbell rest against your index finger and thumb.
Okay. It's really important to keep your abs nice and tight through the whole exercise. They help stabilize the rest of your body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang the weight back over my head, okay? And I'm going to bring it down so my arms are almost parallel to the floor. And then I'm going to kick it.
Oh!
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Did I hit you?
No, I hit you.
Back like so.
And what you want to make sure that you're doing is your shoulders are pretty much stationary, and really all that you're trying to do is you keep your elbows in tight, almost as though you were squeezing your head, and you just move from the elbow. So it's one simple motion. You're only moving in one plane. Now with this exercise, it would be particularly important to start with a really light weight the first time that you did it. So maybe you'd even be looking at doing 15 to 20 repetitions for each set. The reason being, this can put stress on your neck, and it can put stress on your shoulders. So you want to start with a weight that you know is safe. Then your second workout, you can go ahead and build into something a little bit heavier, something that's a little bit more suited to your own strength. All right, Jeff. Looks good.
Drop it on you?
Here, I'll take it. Yeah.
All right.
And with an exercise like this, since you're holding it over your face, it might not be a bad idea to have a spotter. But
Right.
again, with a face like Geoffrey's, what's the difference?
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
I can always count on you for a wonderful compliment. Yes.
Well, the next exercise we're going to show you we call a nose breaker. And I'll be demonstrating that in just a moment.
Did you notice how Jason's nose is kind of to the side a little bit? He didn't have a spotter. So, we'll see you over there.
Hello, everybody. I'm here trapped on the bench, the weight on top of me. And if you'll notice, there's something I'd like to point out about Geoffrey's shirt. Geoffrey doesn't shower very often, and as you can see, there are already holes in his new shirt. We strongly urge that you shower.
Good angle to see that.
Any strong weightlifting program.
Right.
Okay, so Jeff?
Okay, but this again is called a nose breaker. And basically it's almost the same form as what I was doing earlier. However, your arms are a little bit more farther forward. What Jason is going to do is he's going to keep his arms in place, stationary here, and he's just going to move his forearms back down to his nose or forehead, and he's going to straighten his arms out.
Now you can do this by having the easy curl bar drop directly on top of your nose, or you can move both of your arms back a little bit further, especially if you're afraid of hurting yourself, which is reasonable, and drop it so that the weight comes down to the top of your forehead. It will work your arms just a little bit differently. You'll be able to tell that the pressure is spread out onto a different part of your tricep. But it's essentially the same lift.
Yeah.
And this lift, even more so than the one that Geoffrey showed you, we strongly suggest that you use a spotter.
Right. And again, you don't want your elbows to come out too far. You want to kind of keep them tight in. That'll keep the pressure on your triceps.
Jeff?
Okay.
Okay. One thing that we did not mention on the left.
Microphone problem. One thing we did not mention was that
On the last lift is that along with form, proper form, you want to make sure that you're breathing all of the time.
Right.
And I've said this on earlier shows, but I'd like to say it again. If you find that you're holding your breath and that you're kind of getting red in the face as you lift, it means first of all that you're not relaxed, and it means second of all that you may be using a weight that's a little bit too heavy. So please remember to continue breathing just as you normally would. Your abdominal muscles will almost always be a little bit tight while you're lifting.
always.
But other than that, try and keep the rest of your body relaxed if you can. It'll prevent injury, and it will ensure that you're probably going to be focusing on the muscle group that you want to work on that day.
True. Very true.
So, important tip.
Okay. Next, we're going to have Tracy come over and show us what a kickback is all about.
And to finish this off, I think that at the beginning of any tricep workout, one of the two exercises that Geoffrey and I just showed you is probably a good one to start with, either of them.
Yeah.
Because they work so much of the tricep that after that you can begin to focus on particular heads of the tricep.
Yeah, you always want to do your mass building exercises in the beginning of your workout. And then at the end of your workout, you want to incorporate one or two isolation exercises.
Right.
So,
all right.
And that's what we just did, was two mass building exercises. So,
do you think this is the right time to introduce Tracy to Metallica?
Yeah, Tracy, why don't you come over here?
Please come on here. We have. Now this is an equally important component of any weightlifting.
Right. Very. Remember, if your energy starts to flag a little bit.
For instance, Tracy's looking a little bit bored standing over here off to the side.
Yeah.
We'd like to perk her up just a little bit. Jeff?
Yeah.
On a 2 count?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Metallica!
See, she's already feeling better.
She's ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll see you over there. Okay, Tracy and I are over here at a bench, and we're going to be doing a kickback exercise. Basically, this is a good combination between a mass building exercise and a isolation exercise. More geared towards isolation than mass building because you can't use a lot of weight on this just because of the angle of your arm. Basically, Tracy's going to be using the rear head of the tricep on this exercise. And Tracy, why don't you go ahead and start. And I'm just going to be pointing out some things that she's doing. She's supporting her back with her arm in the front and her knee on the bench in the back and her leg over here on the other side. What she's doing is she's bringing the weight up and down, and she's working the back of the arm here. And when she comes back, you don't so much want to twist it. You keep your arm straight like this. You want to bring your arm up and kind of give it a nice squeeze. There you go. Now bring your arm up and squeeze it. There you go. And this also works the rear shoulder.
I want to twist it.
Yeah, it's some people do that, but I prefer not to. Yeah, keep going. You want to resist the weight as it comes down in a nice smooth motion. Okay, you can bring it up and lift. Not so much twist. We're going to have to break you that. But that's okay. Okay, keep going. You want to keep your abs nice and tight through the whole exercise.
Back straight.
Back straight. There you go. That's the way it should be done. Looks good. Keep going.
I don't work that one very often.
Yeah. And then when you're done with this arm, you just switch to the other side and reverse the whole process. So, okay, that sounds good. Now, again, I'll emphasize that if you want to go strictly for toning your muscle, you want to do between 12 and 15 repetitions. If you want to combine strength and definition, you want to do between 8 to 12 repetitions. And if you want to go strictly for mass, you do between 5 to 8 repetitions for that exercise. And if you're a beginner, 1 to 2 exercises. If you're intermediate, 3 exercises per body part. And then if you're advanced, 4 to 5 or 45 sets per exercise. So, okay, how'd that feel? Good. Any questions?
Good deal. Here we are at the universal machine. It's a pulley system with weights. And Tracy here is demonstrating for us a tricep pull down. Now if you'll stop for 1 second, Tracy, we can demonstrate something to our devoted viewers. If this is the bar, you can grab it so that your thumb goes the entire way around it, or so that your thumb is on the same side as your fingers.
Right.
So maybe you'd like to try that too. And one thing that you'd like to do is move yourself in a little bit closer. Tighten your abs just a little bit, your stomach.
Okay.
But try and leave the rest of your body relaxed.
Okay.
Then bring the weight down to about here. And this is where you'll start from with each motion. And you push down in a smooth motion and try and keep your wrists straight. Yeah, perfect. Then let it up to there, exactly. And that's the motion that you want pretty much. If you notice, she has really good form. Her shoulders are relaxed and down and square. She has her stomach tight, and I can feel on her back and it's not tightening. And one way that people frequently do this exercise wrong is that when you're done, you'll notice that your latissimus dorsi, your back muscles, are sore. Yet if you're doing the exercise right, they will not be. So, can you feel this on your triceps?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We'll release the bulging beasts here. And now what we'll do here is, if you'll let the weight back down again, please, thank you. I'll suggest a couple of different ways that you can do this. One is that you can start with a heavier weight, let's say 20 pounds for you. Do about as many as you can do reasonably. Put it down and then very quickly lower the weight to 15 pounds. And what this is called is a strip set, and it's nothing at all like strip poker, so don't get excited. But basically what you're doing is working your muscles to exhaustion.
Oh, okay.
So you feel like being exhausted?
Sure.
Okay. If you want to start, we'll start again with the 15 and see if you can do as many as you possibly can. And with strip sets, you frequently go a little bit faster. Yeah, that's good. Now, if you have a partner, what you can do is, when they're lifting, touch the part of their body that's being worked, obviously this time the triceps, and see if you can feel what parts of the muscle are being worked. And this time you can feel that the outside of the arm and the very back in particular are getting the brunt of the workout. Feeling exhausted and tired?
No.
Fatigued? Do you need some Metallica? Okay, now we'll pretend that she's dripping with sweat and can't go on.
Can't go on.
Can't go on. Then you lower the weight to 10 pounds and once again do the same thing. So do you feel this pretty well?
Yeah, I could go heavier.
You could go heavier, definitely?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that brings up the next question, which is if she wants to do, as Geoffrey mentioned earlier, many repetitions to work on tone and definition, or if she wants to use a heavier weight and try and build more mass. So. Oh. Well.
Probably less weight, more repetition then.
Less weight, more repetitions. You're more interested in the tone and definition.
Yeah.
Okay, then this might be a good weight for you to start with, maybe 20 or 15 pounds. So, and it also depends on how much time you have, how interested you are in spending your time doing this, but yeah. Now this is obviously something you're gonna have a harder time doing at home unless you've got a welding kit. But this is a perfectly good exercise if you have time to go to a gym or money. So, okay, well, thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Next, we're gonna have my esteemed colleague, Geoffrey Knight, step in with more of his expert advice, or so he claims.
Okay, Tracy and I are over here, the same position as what Jason was in earlier, and we're using a one-arm pull-down device, which is going to work one arm at a time instead of two, and basically this is a good isolation exercise for the tricep. It's going to be working the outside head, this is remind me, right here, unleash the monster again, the outside head of the tricep. So basically it's the same form as what Jason provided with you earlier. You're going to want to bring your arm down, okay, and lock it into the side of your ribs there. And what you're going to do is you're going to let it pull the weight up so your hand is about up to your chest level, okay? Make sure that your wrist is straight out from your forearms. You don't want to have it bent up or back. And you're going to pull it down until you lock your arm out straight, and you're going to pronate your wrist, turn your wrist in, there you go, and squeeze it nice and tight. Okay, then you're going to bring it back up under, nice and slow, and press it back down. Squeeze it in, good.
I was always told you weren't supposed to lock your joints when you're...
You can if it's not a really quick snap, okay?
Oh, okay.
You see a lot of people doing that on leg exercises, which is not good at all. It's really hard on your joints. But if it's a nice, smooth, and controlled motion, you can do it, all right? And in some exercises, it's almost required because you can't get a full contraction without doing it.
Oh, okay.
So in this exercise, you can lock out to the fullest extent. Yeah, there you go. And you won't be able to do much weight on this exercise at first, just for the fact that you're using a very small part of your tricep. That will increase as your muscle strength increases as well. So how does that feel?
I can feel it.
Yeah. Okay, good job, good job. And then, of course, when you do one arm, you're done with that, you go ahead and you do your other arm, but we won't do that right now. So, next, Jason and I will get together and show you a different exercise.
Well, here we have Geoffrey at the rope pull down, but now it's my turn.
He come in there, just took it over.
Now it's Jason at the rope pull down. Geoffrey, would you like to talk about proper form? All right, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
After you.
You're too kind. Okay.
It's everything I can do.
So would you like to talk about the proper form?
Sure, I will do that.
Okay.
Okay, this is a rope pull down. As you can see, Jason's using a rope device. Basically, same form as everything else that we've shown you so far. But when you bring when you lock out your arms, you're going to be pulling out with both your arms and squeezing.
Almost as if you were trying to break out of a pair of handcuffs.
Yeah, it's a good example. Good analogy. And when you bring it down and you lock out, you're going to give your triceps a nice tight squeeze for about 1 second. And bring it back up nice and slow. Up to chest level. Yeah. And this is also a good mass building exercise. This works all three heads of your tricep.
And if you'll turn a little bit, the people can get a view of your triceps. Geoffrey's really worked a lot over the last year on his triceps. And as you can tell, he's made some nice gains. So Geoffrey's form for triceps especially is usually impeccable. He's worked really hard on it. So it's good to watch him.
So it's a very smooth and controlled motion. And you bring it down right when you get down to your pelvis level. You're going to pull your arms apart and squeeze nice and tight.
I'd like to mention something, which is that although we have showed you a number of exercises today, there's no particular need to do them in the same order that we've shown you. And as a matter of fact, in one day's workout, you probably wouldn't do more than about half of these.
Right.
So if you're somebody who's looking not to gain any muscle weight at all, but just to firm up what you have, you might not even want to do either of the first two that we showed you to start with. You might prefer just to use a universal machine and do the kickbacks, and then maybe the one we're going to show you next and last, which is dips.
Right.
But it's really up to you. It's good to just form the workout any way that you want to.
Yeah.
Allow it to fit what you want.
As you notice, this is an angle bar. This is the first exercise that Jason and Tracy did. Also, there's another bar the same length, but it's a straight bar that you can use for this exercise as well. It's just a little bit different angle that will stress your muscle in a different way, which is also considered a totally different exercise. And again, the big no-no when you're using universal weights is you never let the weights touch like that. Bad news, you're out of here.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, our final exercise is going to be over here on the dip machine. I like to do dips last because
It goes with Jason's personality.
it fits me to a T. Okay.
And after that, we'll get into our correspondence section where
Right. We have
comments
lots more letters from
comments and letters and whatnot for you. The last exercise for today, which is the dips. Basically, Jason is over here at the dip bar, which is attached to the universal machine, and
I'm going to dip.
Jason's going to dip. This is a good exercise for all three heads of the tricep because of the angle of the arm on this one. Basically, you're using your body weight for this exercise, and so you have to be relatively strong. And as you can see, Jason doing the exercise, his body is almost perpendicular to the floor, and he's coming down, getting a good stretch, so his chest almost comes down to the bottom of the bar, and he's pressing straight back up. Now you can also work the lower part of the chest with this exercise, but you would have to lean quite forward on this, as Jason just did on this repetition, and there again. But he's bringing his body back, and so he's working his tricep.
I like to finish with this exercise. Oftentimes, though, people will finish with the tricep kickbacks that Tracy showed us earlier. Now, let's read our viewer mail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go first. All right. We had two interested viewers right in.
Bagfuls of letters.
Bagfuls.
So we only had to choose
We condensed
two.
them, though.
We had to choose two.
It took us hours to read through them. I got a headache.
We ate a bunch of chips while we ate these.
Yeah, and chocolate.
Chocolate and donuts.
Raw chicken. Okay. Geoffrey and Jason, you guys are so funny and full of great info.
Oh.
Question. What is the perfect body to you guys? Now, my answer to that is a body that somebody obviously feels comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
That's the perfect body.
Yes.
It's subjective, it's individual. That's all.
It's true.
Okay. But second question from this same person who wrote in anonymously. If a woman lost a bunch of weight, what's the best way not to lose her bust line? Well, I don't really think I'm one to talk because I actually used to be a woman, and as you can see, I lost most of my bust line. So I'm going to choose not to answer that question.
I'll answer that question. Boy, you bring up new information about yourself all day long.
I know.
I tell you. How to keep your bust line? Well, actually, there's really no true way if you want to lose weight to keep your bust line, because as you lose weight, you're going to lose it proportionally all over your body. So there's no way of just keeping certain parts of your body.
We might suggest stuffing your bra.
Trim, or no, you don't want to do that either.
Okay, you don't want to do that.
But if you want to strengthen the muscles supporting that area of your body, you can do a number of chest exercises would be good for that. Flies would be good, pec deck. Dips would be good as you're working the lower part of your chest. Decline press. Basically, all parts of a chest exercises would be good for that.
Right.
So, hopefully that answers your question. I have a letter.
You want me to read it, or you can?
I just got done with my speed reading class.
Okay.
Phonetics and so forth. Dear Geoffrey.
And Jason.
And Jason.
Thanks.
Actually, you forgot an E in my name, but that's okay. I have really enjoyed watching your show. I've been working out on and off for years, but I have a hard time sticking with the workout program to get down to my goal weight. What do you suggest?
Keep up the good work. Love the show. Thanks, Missy, Bellingham, Washington.
Oh, right. I forgot the rest of that. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
I only go so far.
Okay, so...
Get a really good-looking personal trainer. That'll do the job.
Just disregard us entirely, find somebody else. A good way to stick with a workout program, figure out exactly why it is that you want to be working out.
Right.
Make sure that it's a reason that's important enough to you and keep that in mind. Also, if you have somebody to work out with consistently who's as interested as you are,
Yeah, a partner
or
really
even a
does
little bit
help.
more interested,
Right.
maybe someone with a little bit more experience in yourself,
Right.
that can really help, especially a good friend.
Right, right. And it's a state of mind as well. If you don't enjoy working out,
It won't last.
It's just not going to last. Why go do something if you don't enjoy doing it?
Right.
So find an area of working out that you do enjoy. Whether that's, if you don't enjoy doing the treadmill, then go try the Stairmaster. If you don't like the Stairmaster, do the rowing machine.
And remember, I mean, serious bodybuilders are probably going to be lifting weights on the average of 6 days a week, maybe
Right.
5, sometimes even 7 perhaps. But, you may really not enjoy weightlifting all that much, and yet recognize that you'll get a lot of benefits from it. So
Right.
you might want to do something like just lift 2 days a week, spend an hour each time, and then spend some of your time running, walking, or just talking a lot like we do.
Yeah, we do that very well. Almost too well.
Okay, well, Tracy, can we have you
Yeah,
come over
Tracy,
here, please?
come on out here.
We'd like to bid a farewell to everybody.
Yeah, thanks again, Tracy, for coming to our show, The Body Shop.
The Body Shop?
Yeah, I had a great time.
You had a good time?
Yeah, shot some
Okay.
baskets on the side.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's the
And we're only going to charge you $25
Oh.
for the experience.
Right.
Any of you are welcome to come on. Nominal fee.
yeah.
Great. Well, I'll see you guys in 3 months.
3
then.
months and
3 months, we're looking forward to it.
Oh,
Right.
you're gonna love the results on this one. Tracy's gonna do so well. I just know.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff.
For The Body Shop, I'm Geoffrey.
And I'm Jason.
And remember, Wednesday 8 p.m. and Friday at 2
2 p.m. And once in a while, we'll also have a special time squeezed in from week to week, so you might want to check your TV guide or
Or your latest.
smoke signals. Or Jeffrey's been practicing, whatever it takes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
keep an eye out.
Thank all of you very much for watching,
Keep those letters and comments coming.
That's right.
Really enjoy those.
especially the serious ones.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Bye.